Hello everybody and welcome back to another video with me, Diamond Racing. And yeah, today I'm going to do my video of who I think should replace who for the 2024 season. Now, this isn't my prediction for the 2024 season. I've done that already in the beginning of the year. Please go watch that video. It's been my best video so far. This is just who I think should replace who, in my opinion. If you don't agree with me, please let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think should replace who? Now, this is just like performance based. Like, some people don't perform as good as they probably should, and I think they should be replaced by someone. That's just how this video works. So if you like that kinds of videos, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll appreciate it very much. Now, let's get into it, but start with the drivers, who I think, or the teams that have no changes or shouldn't go through any changes. And that three teams is going to be Mercedes, of course. Keep Hamilton and Russell. Why wouldn't they? Hamilton has been performing very good, and Russell is not as good as Hamilton at the moment, but he's still a very good driver, has gotten some good results this year, and why not, Hamilton isn't going to retire, I think, this season, so keep the two. And yeah, our second team is going to be Alpine. Of course, they're going to retain Ocon and Gasly. They both have been doing good this year, and why not? The manager structure around the Alpine team has been very up and down, not very good, so keep the drivers, some sustainability, and that would be probably a good choice. Our third and last team that should stay the same is going to be Ferrari, of course, with Leclerc and Sainz. Leclerc has been at up and down season, the same as Carlos, but they're both still a good team. I think they both would like to get out of the team, but why wouldn't they stay if the car is fast again? So let's get to the teams that I think should make a change. Our first team is going to be AlphaTauri. Now, AlphaTauri next year could be Hugo Boss or something like that. And I think the driver lineup should be Liam Lawson and Daniel Ricciardo. Now, I think Liam Lawson should replace Yuki Tsunoda, and you'll later see why, but Liam Lawson is one of them talents that he hasn't been in F1, and he's been doing good in F2, F3, he's actually doing super good in Super Formula, and he did good in DTM. I think he should get a shot at Formula 1 next year with the AlphaTauri team. I think he deserves it very much. That's one of the biggest talents, I think, of the junior drivers at Red Bull. I think is the best one to probably not get a shot. And Daniel Ricciardo, I think, should stay at AlphaTauri, turning to Hugo Boss, so he can do a full season with a team that's probably not going to be Red Bull's sister team. We are still not sure about the specifics of the new rebranding of AlphaTauri, but probably if it's not going to be a second team, he could get his performance back, regain some confidence, and maybe then some teams would be interested in getting him for the next few seasons. Why not? Play it safe, play it cool. It's the best shot Daniel Ricciardo has at the moment. Our next team is going to be Alfa Romeo. And now Alfa Romeo will be Sauber next year, and then beyond that Audi. And I think Alfa Romeo should keep Bottas and then replace Zhou with Perez. So I think Perez would be replaced at Red Bull, and then he would come here at Sauber. And because he's not Alfa Romeo, I don't think they would keep Zhou, because Zhou has a big market in China, and Sauber doesn't sell anything in China, So why not replace him with Perez? And then they have probably the most experienced team on the grid at the moment in my alternate, what I think should happen 2024 universe. So yeah, Bottas hasn't been as good as probably many people would think. Zhou didn't perform as good either, and Perez the same. But I think Sauber taking Perez and Bottas, they could keep them, help them build a better car for when Audi comes, and then they can choose who they want to keep and give the boot when Audi is at the door. So keep the more experienced drivers, help them make a better car, and then they can choose what they want to do in the future. Our next team is going to be Haas, rumored to be Haas Alfa Romeo next year, and that has actually a big factor in my choices here. I think the driver lineup should be Hulkenberg and Giovinazzi. Now, Hulkenberg has been so good this year, probably one of my biggest shocks or surprises. And I think he has been outpacing and out qualifying Magnussen on every step. And I think Giovinazzi should replace Magnussen, and probably Magnussen would retire. Maybe can get the seat elsewhere, maybe stay at Haas. But in this video, I chose Giovinazzi because he has ties with Ferrari. Ferrari have ties with Alfa Romeo. And probably Ferrari would like to have him in the Haas seat because he is driving for Ferrari's 24 Hours of Le Mans team. And yeah, it would be good. He's also Ferrari's reserve driver, so it would make sense for an Italian to be an Italian sponsored team like that. Probably just for the first few years, probably 1 year, just to get the groove on, if I could put it like that. And yeah, that's what I think should happen. Our next team is going to be Williams. Now, I think the Williams driver lineup should be Albon and Theo Pourchaire. Now, Albon has been wicked. He's probably my top 5 and at the mid-season ranking. He's been so good. I would like to see him in a faster team, but I hope Williams can get the car back to the top because Albon is so good at the moment, and I think it would be stupid to let Albon go. Now, I think that they should replace Sargent with Pourchaire. Now, Pourchaire is leading the F2 championship at the moment. I think there's a higher potential gap performance-wise with Theo Pourchaire in that seat. And I think they should, when Albon inevitably leaves for a better team, they should have a young driver like Theo Pourchaire to pull upon, you know. Maybe still learn from Sauber because Sauber would not have him, or Sauber would push him in that car to develop him for when Audi comes, you know, something like that. But I think that would be a good driver lineup for Williams. Now, our next team is Aston Martin. Now, of course, Lance Stroll isn't good at the moment. I don't think he's on pace with Alonso, not even close. So I think they should probably, well, if Aston Martin and the sponsors aren't happy, they would start to pressure Lance Stroll. And I think he would replace Stroll with someone like Schumacher, and then Schumacher is with Alonso. Now, the reason I say Schumacher, it was a tough one. This was probably the hardest one to choose because I had to choose between Guan Yu Zhou and Schumacher because Guan Yu Zhou has a big market with the Chinese, and I think Aston Martin would like that. But at the end, I chose Schumacher because with the Mercedes engines and he being the Mercedes reserve driver, maybe Aston Martin get a, how do you call it? I don't know. They can get the engines for cheaper. That is what Haas did with Schumacher with Ferrari. They got the engines with a little bit of a cheaper price. Maybe that can happen with Mercedes, and then they have an audience in the German market. With Schumacher being the Schumacher name, they could be the team that helps him perform as good as he should. And of course, Alonso would be still there because Alonso is Alonso, and they can have Schumacher there and build him up until Alonso goes, and then Schumacher could be the team leader there. Who knows? I think that would be a brilliant way of taking Schumacher and trying to rebuild him with the ties with Mercedes. Our second last team is going to be McLaren, and I think it's going to be I think it should be Piastri and Tsunoda. Probably the youngest team on the grid. That would be so cool. Now, Piastri and Tsunoda, I think. Tsunoda would replace Yuki. And I think this would be such a cool driver lineup. Yuki Tsunoda has shown himself this year. He's been good, and I think it would be good for him to get out of the Red Bull family if he doesn't get the Red Bull seat, or he doesn't even get close to the Red Bull seat, So why not go to McLaren? And Piastri, yeah, he's been so good as a rookie this year. I can't believe since the upgrades came, he upgraded himself also. So that was pretty cool to see. And I think a Piastri Tsunoda combination would be so cool. And I think it's one of the youngest drivers, so McLaren can build these two up forever. And when they see other people, they can just change it if they want to. But this is what I think should happen at the McLaren team. Last but not least, who is going to replace Perez? And it's going to be Verstappen and Lando Norris. I think you saw it coming when I talked about McLaren, but I think Norris should replace Perez. Now, it's been hardly rumored that there are people that is going to change or take Perez's seat. It's been Leclerc, it's been Norris, Daniel, Tsunoda. There was a lot of people, and I think Norris is the best pick with this team because Verstappen has been called out, or he has been saying that he doesn't want to win F1 like every single year. That's not what he wants to do. So why not get Norris in there, build him up, and when Verstappen goes, they have another dominant driver. Why not? I think for the first year, it's going to be a hard competition between Verstappen and Norris. Verstappen would probably take it the first year that they are a combo, but who knows what could happen when Norris gets used to the car. If that doesn't work, I don't think it would be a career killer like it was for Albon and Gasly. I think Norris is very good. So why not? If Red Bull wants to keep building a team, why not go for Norris and Verstappen? Verstappen is just too good to let go at the moment. So yeah, that is my 10 teams I think should change their driver lineup and who shouldn't. So let me know what you think about my idea about who should and who shouldn't. Who would you rather replace Perez with? Do you think he should stay? And with the other drivers, what do you think should happen? I'm very interested to know what you guys think. So if you like this kinds of videos, please like and subscribe. I'll be bringing more of these on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So yeah, have a nice day and see you soon.